So yeah, guess you'll ask the question again. Who's the best Premier League winger in the history of the Premier League? Salah, Mohamed Salah,
Egyptian king.
the Egyptian king.
It's got to be.
Yeah, I'll take it. I'll give it to him. It's about time someone respected his
Best to
name.
that.
Welcome to the Double Down, a bonus episode of the Dub Sessions podcast brought to you by me, James Double, and my brother.
Ben Double, aka Dubs LFC.
The idea behind this sort of bonus and special podcast, it will be slightly shorter than our usual podcast that will come to you weekly, and hopefully we can double down onto some of the finer details, more specific topics, whether that be sort of player stats, the manager moments, fixture trivia, or perhaps even re-review some classic games one day.
Yeah.
Don't know. Obviously, if you have anything by the end of this that you would like us to deep dive into, or perhaps we could use the bonus episodes for interviewing supporters of the Dub Sessions as well as Liverpool.
Yeah.
But yeah, throughout the season, just let us know. Leave a comment and we'll do it. So the idea today, I think, can be summed up by 3 words. There's 4 words. The Egyptian king. That's 3 words.
Oh yeah, I was going to say 3 words. I was going to say the Egyptian king, and then you said 4. I was like, hang on a minute.
The
What's the
Egyptian king.
The mighty Egyptian.
Where we discussed the question: is Mohamed Salah the best winger in Premier League history? I'm going to hand over to Ben straight away to answer the question.
Yes.
All right, thank you. That is our podcast, and we
that is the bonus episode done.
Done. Bonus episode. It was a record 1 minute 35 seconds. Thank you.
But no,
yeah. Is he the best?
While playing in the Premier League, I think he is the best. He has eclipsed what others have. Like the biggest contender will always be Ronaldo. I think there was an argument for Hazard at one point, but that's long gone now. Like he's still scoring goals in the Prem while Hazard at the same age is sat on a beach somewhere. So yeah, obviously in a minute we'll bring up some our points of view, debate it a little bit. Why I think he is. Yeah.
Yeah, sounds good. Kind of coming at this from a point of view of what a winger is, because I know some of the debates that are out there of Salah doesn't exactly play as a winger. He's basically a striker, which in some systems he might end up being the furthest man forward.
That's the system.
But like, in the large part of his game, he is a winger.
He starts winger, like this is where it goes down to like the game developed. Like you can go this like for any position. Like an example would be centre backs. Like Van Dijk would be able to play back 10 years, but I don't think Terry and Vidic would be able to play in the current game now with the ability at their feet, kind of thing. So it's like the game,
ball playing centre back.
The game adapts, so the wingers are more forward than they have been instead of playing. Whereas the classic 4-4-2 was 2 right mids, not wingers.
Yeah.
So
that is something to sort of put into contention about any debate for the best ever time periods, stuff like that, are massive reasons that you have these debates. But I think for each generation and throughout generations, you're always going to have the ones that shine brightest or break a serious number of records, or Ballon d'Ors is the classic example that you can compare people with. I've got quite a few stats just to analyse the best wingers that I consider, but before we even get there, who do you think is in the conversation? Obviously, we believe Mo Salah is.
During Prem history, it's got to be obviously Salah, Ronaldo, Giggs, Bale. Well, I don't know. Bale was there a short time, didn't he? Because he started left back, so Hazard.
Yeah. Just a couple of others to add to that. I've got Pires and Lundberg from Arsenal, and Aaron Robin from Chelsea, who's one of the best to do it then. And then I've also got Henry on my list. One of those, which Henry was a striker, but he played out on the width and used his pace to run down the wings and come in and score. You could probably argue the complete inverse of Mohamed Salah.
Yeah,
Mohamed Salah starting on the right wing, coming in and scoring from
yeah,
striker
yeah.
positions at times. Henry starting as a striker or centre forward, playing out on the wing. I will preface everything I've just said and anything I will say. Born in 1996, you know, any of the earlier Premier League players that I have undoubtedly missed, and well, you've clearly missed as well if we have missed them. Yeah, tell us about it. Definitely going to be people that people think should be on this list over those we've named, but I think we've done quite a comprehensive view of
Yeah.
the better players
So
throughout the
obviously there
period.
is Stuart Downing that's going to be there as well.
I forgot that. Yeah, that's fair. Oh, really? We bought him. But like, joking aside, if you think about some players, would Man United fans argue Nani
No,
not on this list?
I don't know.
Do you think anyone else from United's periods of a winger? Ronaldo's the obvious one.
Ronaldo and Giggs are the obvious
Yeah,
ones.
Giggs as well.
Beckham,
Yeah, of course. Beckham is
if
fair
he's
shout as well.
a winger, but again, it's longevity in the Prem, isn't it? Like if these guys, like that's why Giggs for me would be high up, and he'd be challenging
Yeah,
Ronaldo almost because he stayed there his career. Whereas if Ronaldo stayed, so if Ronaldo stayed at United and performed the way he has everywhere else, then yeah, he'd have like I wouldn't have this argument that Salah's better because for me Ronaldo's the second best player of all time, and
bait. No, to be fair, that's not bait. I think whichever side of
like that's subjective. Like this
whichever
is
side of that fence
yeah,
you
it's
sit
Messi
on.
or Ronaldo, isn't it? And for me, I enjoy watching Messi more, but we're not going to go into that one. But so Salah for me, Ronaldo will always be the second best. So like you got to narrow down to just while he was in the Prem. And for me, I think Salah has now eclipsed what Ronaldo has done when he was in the Prem, impact wise and longevity. And yeah,
Yeah. So come back to my sort of initial clarification. What do you think a winger should do and should be? Because that kind of will
score and
answer the question.
assists, take
Score and
on,
assists,
take ons, like
dribbles.
crosses. Yeah, a bit of everything. Like it's not normal for wingers to score. To be fair, until recent times again, where
Yeah.
they've been more forward.
Mm-hmm.
It was always just about like that's why Beckham made like I don't think Beckham would be a good winger now in today's game. He's
Because
not
of
good enough.
the scoring output rather than the. Obviously,
No, no,
he's the
no. I
scorer,
think it's about like the taking the player on.
but
I
okay.
think like being a right mid, Beckham was class. Don't get me wrong, he was absolutely class. But like I think because he was deep line, like he wouldn't have to be absolutely rapid because of his ping.
Yeah.
He wouldn't be playing like up there trying to take players on to score and all this kind of stuff. His output and crossing would be class, but like yeah, I just don't think if he
Different.
has impact on the
Technically,
speed.
a
Yeah,
different player from
yeah.
what the game gives. Yeah, that's completely fair enough.
Unless you look at like the likes of Bernardo Silva, but then Beckham wasn't as agile and tidy as that
Yeah.
kind of thing. So yeah, it's that sort of thing.
So just to not give you the exact numbers, I can reel them off, or we can share a grab, I guess, of a little chart. Don't know. I mean, that's really bad. Yeah. In terms of goals per game, assists per game, I would argue that's what a winger should be contributing to. Don't have crosses, but it's a completely valid metric that should be considered as well. And then I completely agree with the winger. Your bombing runs down the wing, uh, your dribbles made. Don't have the stats for some of those stuff because they're kind of done before stats were really
Yeah.
diligently
Well, a lot of them
recorded.
like so even on Twitter,
X.
even on X, like Opta and Squawker and all these stats people will always like if they bring up stats of a specific player or team, they'll go from 2008. I think that's the main one. From 0809 is when they started proper recording stats
Yeah,
across the board. So before that, it's hard to get details of like in-depth stats like we do now,
yeah,
where
definitely.
you can literally probably tell how long, down to the centimeter, how long people have ran for, kind
Yeah,
of thing.
yeah,
Like,
yeah, yeah. Well, it was just completely tangent here, but it was when last year it felt like every other game someone broke the
record, yeah,
fastest record. It was like Nunes, then
yeah,
it went to I want to say like a Slanky maybe or someone, and then literally the next week someone else broke it. Next
yeah,
week
yeah.
someone else broke it, and
Was Gordon one maybe at one point?
Gordon was one. Yeah, I think. Yeah, yeah. So yeah, all of this prefaced by that as well. Um, in terms of goals per game, you got Henry, if we're classing him as a winger or a striker. Obviously, goals was his thing. 0.68 goals per Premier League game. Salah's on 0.6. and Ronaldo on 0.44. Quite a big jump there. The other name I want to throw in as well, because I agree with you in terms of longevity and impact on the game, is Giggs.
Yeah.
Down at 0.17 for goals, but that's not Giggs' game. That's harsh.
Well, this is where like the winger role has changed.
Yeah.
Like I personally wouldn't put Henry as a winger. I'd put him as a striker.
Yeah.
So like that means Salah would be top of that list, and then that's why it's just phenomenal what he's done. Like it's just out of the ordinary for a winger to score that many goals.
And we're not under the illusion. If you look at Ronaldo's career, I don't have the stat, but I can imagine his goals per game is way higher.
Oh yeah, 100%. Like this is what I'm saying. Like,
I mean, like way higher.
If this was who's the better player, Ronaldo, or who has been the better player, Ronaldo. His whole career wise, Ronaldo is the better player. He's the second best of all time. Like, there's no arguing that. But if with this argument, we're saying during like the best Premier League player, so it's while he was playing in the Premier League.
Yeah,
and obviously some of it to do is Ronaldo went there at such a young age.
Yeah, and he moved
like in the first few seasons, he hardly scored a few. He went 007.
Well, yeah, that's one of my favourite stats that's come out the last couple of weeks. All of the banter on X, Twitter for you guys, all of this 007 talk about how Sancho was the OG, and then I think Mudryk did it.
There's been a few.
There's been a few now.
It's quite big over the last couple of years.
And every signing, I'm sure United Trey will quote Chiesa 007 or 001 rather on the weekend. Well, won't be able to get there because Chiesa will score. But spoiler alert! If you've somehow been in a hole and missed sign Chiesa,
well, this comes out in a couple of days probably.
Yeah,
if you have not seen that, then
yeah. But can't remember where I was going with that.
United Trey 007.
Yeah. So
it's mad that Ronaldo
was the OG. Ronaldo went
007.
007 on that score. And look at him, second best player to ever play. So yeah, goals per game. Salah is king other than Henry, but that's the debate on whether Henry was a winger. Then the flip side of that, assists. Salah 0.26.
Per game, yeah.
Yeah. Giggs 0.26.
Yeah.
So Salah's got the same assist as Giggs, which I think is pretty incredible. Henry 0.29. So he's still
Henry was.
If Henry's a winger, Henry was. Did he? He didn't get a Ballon d'Or, did he?
Huh? I don't know.
I don't think he did.
I don't think he did. I don't know.
If he did, he should have. If he did, sorry, he should.
I think he missed out maybe 1 year.
Yeah, finished runner-up.
Yeah. In what, 2003?
Yeah. But yeah. So out of those two goals and assists, Salah up there at the top with the best.
Yeah.
Ronaldo in that one 0.16, so slightly less, but I think in the same vein, Ronaldo's game has never been his assists. Ronaldo's has always been his output.
Yeah.
The stat that I want to really clarify that I believe would throw more doubt into this is the dribbles per game.
Yeah.
I've got waffly numbers not written down here, but through research, Ronaldo's up at the sort of 0.3 dribbles per Premier League game completed. 3 dribbles per Premier League game completed. Salah's down at about 1.5 to 1. The large majority of the people on the list are down towards 1.5 to 2. Ronaldo's the outlier. I think people will all agree that when Ronaldo burst through the scene, that was his
speed. It was the
speed. All of his technical ability, incredible for a winger, and is one of the big lights, I'd say, for him being a contender or if not winner. We're obviously not the end all be all of this conversation. We can have our opinion, but it's no doubt that he changed the game when he became the winger and grew into the player that he is today. During the Premier League, in terms of goals and assist output, Salah does beat him. Henry clearly comes out of it the better one, but there's that debate on whether he is. In terms of golden boots, Salah with 3, Henry with 4. Honestly, I'm basically turning this to Henry was the best player ever, but
he's a striker.
And then Ronaldo just with the 1. I'm guessing that was the year that he got his Ballon d'Or as well.
It would have been.
I think it was something like 31 goals or something. But so in terms of those metrics, Salah comes out top, I believe, other than the obvious one that I've said about Henry. Some of the things that people will say is about that Ballon d'Or. Ronaldo has one.
Yeah, that is a big.
Salah doesn't.
That does come up in general. Like,
From a Liverpool fan perspective, I don't know if all of you guys will agree with us, but Salah probably should have one.
yeah, it's the fact that he's around at the same time as Messi and Ronaldo.
Yeah.
It's the same old thing. Like Suarez would have had one.
Yeah.
Like Salah would have had one.
Neymar probably.
Van Dijk would have won that one.
Van Dijk lost to Modric, didn't he?
No, lost to Messi by like a few marks. Like he was him.
Oh, was it Salah?
He was second to Messi and Ronaldo was third.
Okay. Yeah. So it's just one of those where Ballon d'Or, fair enough. Hold your hands up.
So Thierry Henry played 334 of his games as centre forward, 116 as left winger.
But so that's all time rather than Premier League, but the majority of being a centre forward.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely fine. So, well, for the benefit of our point made, Henry is a striker. Salah is the greatest Premier League winger of all time. Coming back to that Ballon d'Or point, though, it is fair. Like Salah could have had one, but he doesn't.
Yeah,
Ronaldo does.
it's fair argument.
Time in the Prem. He is undisputed the best player for that year. While he was in the Premier League, Salah hadn't had that.
But then it comes down to whether you argue has Ronaldo had the best singular year in the Premier League. Like we're talking about why win the Premier League as a whole, not just one season.
Yeah, so longevity.
So longevity wise, Salah's done it back to back to back to back back, like scoring, assisting, being absolutely phenomenal, saving off skin,
scorer,
like unreal.
Yeah,
and yeah, you can't take anything away from Ronaldo for that year. But if fans' argument is just a Ballon d'Or, then Michael Owen was a better Premier League striker than Rooney.
I mean,
if they're using that
completely fair
argument,
enough, and
then
I don't think people will sit with that. You got Rooney has his other accolades, which
100%.
him,
Like
what
that is,
prove him being the better. Well,
was it the year we went for the treble? Oh, we got the treble.
Subject to injuries.
I think it was the year we got the treble, 2001. I think that treble with the UEFA Cup.
Yeah, what? Oh, it was Ballon d'Or.
Yeah,
it was. Yeah, it was. So yeah. Anything else to add to the conversation?
What stats wise?
Anything? Your vibe? Anything about the?
I think
debate?
a lot of it is records broken as well now.
Yep.
For Salah, so I got a picture saved, so it's easier for me to get it up. So obviously, before Salah, other than not counting it's just his Liverpool time, obviously his Chelsea time as well. But the whole time, but as he entered the Premier League again, it was the most goals scored in one season was Suarez at 31. It's now Salah at 32. Most goals as a winger in the Prem was Ronaldo at 84. It's going to be more, but because this picture is just a grab. So as a winger is 100, so way more. But that was when it broke, I'm guessing.
Yeah.
Most player of the months in one season was Aguero with 2. Salah now has 3.
Nice.
Most opening match days scored in consecutive. So now we know how far ago it was because what we're up to?
9.
This is 5. Yeah. So this was 4 years ago and he broke all these records then.
Oh, okay, so he's got way more now. Then.
Yeah. This was just like one of the things I found.
Yeah.
Most teams scored against in one season. 17 was Van Persie. Actually, to be fair, some might be Haaland now.
Most teams, yeah, I think it is Haaland. I'm not going to start check right now, but
no. But as a winger, still,
yeah,
comparing them, and Salah broke that on 18. So Van Persie was a striker. Salah broke it. Most games scored in one season was Salah at 24, and it was Shearer before that at 23. Fewest minutes to reach 50 goals was Shearer again at 5,374.
I think,
Haaland will smash that one.
I think you already have.
5,333 for Salah.
Yeah.
Most goals in the season by an African, it was Drogba at 29. And now it's saying got Salah now 32. Yeah, there's a few of them.
A lot listed records, and don't get us wrong.
There are going to be a lot more than that as well.
But we also know on the flip side there will be records broken by Ronaldo and
the
other players on the list. Like we've been comparing to Ronaldo because
that's the main argument I get thrown at me.
I think he's the one that can.
Well, even from my point of view,
from either way. A lot of respect on Giggs' name in this conversation, but
there was another feed I found actually.
The other ones. So in terms of my conclusion as well, I just want to say the whole different eras are hard to compare discussion. I personally, if you're going to go like compare their assets, I would argue Salah probably loses on dribbling ability. Ronaldo's way there.
The
Ronaldo of when he burst through, like Salah has his moments. Man City, Tottenham, Wolves. Like
What?
Salah has his.
Yeah, I'd say they're
Good
different
for
styles,
yes.
aren't they? Ronaldo's explosive.
Yeah, but he had the
That's the
tiki
difference.
taka as well. He had the technical.
Like step overs and around, but not like yeah, no doubt. Like he is one of the best dribblers, but
Yeah,
it's just a debate up there,
but
isn't it? Like whether you prefer explosive or
so
around.
for me, Salah loses on dribbling. Salah loses on his accolades.
Team accolades.
Team accolades. Ballon d'Or kind of is the best individual accolade you can have. So I'll concede.
But depends how many times he's won player of the season compared to we should probably
I
have
think
to get that up.
Salah's on three. I think, and then
Yeah. You don't know how
well,
many.
actually no, maybe not. Yeah,
Ronaldo definitely got one for
fine.
that year,
Another
obviously,
stat
but
for another
like
time. But then the last one is variety of goal. Ronaldo probably has like 10 free kick goals. Salah has zero.
that's because he was not on free kicks, but yeah.
Fine, but the amount of headers that Ronaldo won,
Yeah.
the amount of goals from outside the box, the range, the volleys, the free kicks, all of it. Salah does score some,
Yeah.
but the variety, I think, Ronaldo is known as a goal scoring machine.
Yeah.
Haaland's the next Ronaldo in terms of that ability.
Yeah, but he wasn't a goal scoring machine really made in the Prem. This is the argument for Prem, isn't it? Sometimes you think
but
of
in terms of
was he
impact
doing that in the Prem
on
all
yeah,
the time though?
yeah,
Like
yeah.
this is the thing.
On the stats, yeah, he is compared to Salah. That is one of the stats they recorded of like goals from outside the box,
Yeah.
free kicks, headers, all of those sorts of things. I'll concede that Ronaldo's better for those three things. For me, Salah wins on goals to game ratio, assists, team
Longevity.
playing, longevity, those sort of like
And even now,
not
like
getting
he's
injured.
adapting. Like he is adapting his role now to even be assisting, but he's still bagging goals.
Yeah,
Right?
yeah. For me, Salah wins when you look at the Premier League.
Yeah, that like
But
again.
I'm going to say if someone says no, it's Ronaldo and he's crowned it, I'm also not
I
going to be
think
sat here being like, I cannot believe that opinion because
I think it's you're
Ronaldo is
never
absolutely
gonna win in this argument because it's Ronaldo. Like Ronaldo versus Messi is the biggest debate in football history ever.
yeah,
And like because Ronaldo has all these fans, like it's never going to go away. So like when we try and make an argument about the best winger being Salah, it's just going to get shut down immediately because it's Ronaldo because of his name. People
yeah,
won't think about his time in the Premier League; they'll just think because he is
yeah,
Ronaldo. So yeah, I understand like there's arguments for and against, but like this is all subjective again, isn't it? Like
yeah.
just comes down to who you think, and
But the thing I'd say
I think Salah has
is
outperformed in goals.
even though he's highly rated and people talk in the way we're talking about him, I think Salah is probably the most disrespected
100%.
or underrated winger relative to what his actual output is. So people say he's incredible. People aren't banging on about everything
Yeah,
he's done and his rate. Some pundits do, and some other opposing fans do. But the amount of just like, there's no way Salah's even in the conversation when you look at all the stats, when you look at the longevity, when you look at
well, an example would be
how he
didn't he
succeeds.
like Phil Foden won Player of the Year last year, but Salah outscored him in goals and assists. Like, is that argument like obviously Man City won and stuff, but like
Yeah. Well, and if it always comes down to team accolades, it always comes back to the whole Gerrard's never won a Prem. But
yeah,
when you ask any
why did
professional or pundit or anyone like that, they
because
all
that's Mourinho and Ferguson why he tried to sign him when they had Scholes
yeah.
and Lampard,
That
and that's
might be a debate for another episode.
that will be
That
that's
could
got to be because I'm just gonna
yeah, that could be definitely a double down episode. Absolutely fine with that. So yeah, guess you'll ask the question again. Who's the best Premier League winger in the history of the Premier League?
Salah,
Salah, Mohamed Salah,
Egyptian king.
the Egyptian king.
It's got to be.
Yeah, I'll take it. I'll give it to him. It's about time someone respected his name. Put your crown back on, King.
He'll still.
Oh, he'll keep
The
breaking it.
yeah,
He's got
that's
another
what I
2
mean. He's
years.
got a few years yet. Like, if
Well,
if he's
2 games in, 2 goals in a row.
an
This
assist.
year, Golden Boot, Ballon d'Or, quadruple
If he
winners.
wins the Golden Boot this year, he breaks Thierry Henry's record for most Golden Boots.
Right, matched it.
Or match of the
Yeah, matched it.
match
But when he gets the Ballon
I
d'Or,
think I've seen it the other day. Yeah,
undisputed.
yeah.
Well,
If he takes off, then yeah.
yeah. Well, I have nothing else to say. We've given our verdict. Comment below. Tell us how stupid or wise we are. Hopefully wise.
I'm sure Brad will be in the comments.
Yeah, right. If you enjoyed this as a bonus episode, let us know as well. Leave a review, like, subscribe, keep in touch, follow us on all the socials. We'll put them all in the description again, as usual.
Yeah, I'll do that every episode.
Because we've actually created all of the
We are
socials.
professional.
We are professional podcasters now. Thank you. Appreciate your time. I've been James.
I've been Ben.
Thank you for listening to the Double Down podcast, and we'll see you directly.